Good people, welcome to JJ Tech Tutoring. In today's video, I will be teaching you how to integrate secx, right? So I will be teaching you how to integrate this, right? But then first and foremost, I would like to teach you how to integrate this, because it's very much fundamental to know how to integrate basics so that you will be able to maneuver around during your exam. Because some of the university or colleges, they don't give you the table. They don't give you that, okay, the derivative or the integration of sec x is equals to ln of sec x plus tan x, right? So what you need to know now is that when you are integrating sec x, first thing first, you need to now implement this. You need now to multiply it by sec x plus tan x, right? And then divide by sec x plus tan x, because this is called manipulation. So we need not to add something out of nowhere. So whatever that we add, we need to divide it and cancel it and show that conspicuously it is not added from nowhere, right? This is just one, right? It's just one because we divided it by the same, right? We divided it by the same. Now, secondly, we have to use u substitution, right? We have to say u is equals to sec x plus tan x, right? So this is basically our u, right? And from there, we have to derive this. So du is equals to, okay, the derivative of sec x is sec x tan x. That is basically the derivative of sec x, right? So now the derivative of tan x is just sec square x, right? It's just sec square x. So now that we were deriving this with respect to x, we just have to say du over dx. So basically, du over dx is equals to, we can start writing this sec square x plus sec x tan x, right? So this is how it is. Now we need not to forget here, right? So now we can just distribute this. We can just expand this. Now we can just say sec plus sec x tan x divide by sec x plus tan x. So it is still in the integral. And then don't forget that we said u is equals to sec x plus tan x. So we can just say sec square x plus sec x tan x, right? Divide by u, right? Then dx, right? So what we need to do now is to take this and make dx subject of the formula. So that it can come and substitute this, right? So we're gonna say du over dx is equals to sec plus sec x tan x, right? Then from there we just have to make dx subject of the formula. So dx is equals to du over sec square x plus sec x tan x, right? So we're gonna take this and substitute it here, right? Then you just have to say du over dx is equals to sec square x plus sec x tan x, right? Divide by u, right? Multiply, but instead of putting dx, we have to put this. So we're gonna say du over sec square x plus sec x tan x, right? Then this one cancels this one, right? Now we'll then have du over u, which is the one that is in the integral. So basically we have 1 over u du, which is going to be ln of u plus c, right? So what is it that is our u? Then our u is sec x plus tan x. So we just have to come and sec x plus tan x. Let's see. So this is basically the answer of the integration of sec x. Right. Now let us go to our question. The main focus of the video. The main focus of the video. This is our question. Now, the derivative of sec³ x, I mean the integration of this. The integration of this, we have to expand it first. We need to sec x multiplied by sec square x dx. Right, sec square x, then dx. Now, first thing first, we need to think of IBP, which is integration by parts, right? So uv minus integral of v du. That is our formula. Now, our u has to be sec x. Then the derivative of sec x is sec x tan x, right? So our dv has to be sec squared. Then the integration, because it's from the derivative, so the integration of dv is tan x, right? So basically here you can just put dx, because usually it's du over dx is equals to sec x tan x. So you can put dx here. You can just put it, right? Now, if you then understand this part, we can just put them in the formula. We can just say, now, sec x, this is u, and then what is our v? Our v is tan x. So tan x, right, minus the integral of v, right? Then the integral of v is just tan x, right? Now, what is our du? Our du is sec x tan x dx. That's our du. That's our du. Right. Now, we don't have to forget that. Right. Now, we need to know that these things are multiplying, right? So we have to say, okay, tan x multiplied by tan x is tan square, right? So we're gonna say sec x tan x minus tan square, then secant x, then dx. Right. Now we have to change this into secant squared minus 1, right? Sec squared minus 1. So basically tan square x is equals to secant x square x minus 1, right? This is it, right? Now minus 1 then dx. Right. Now the next thing to do is to distribute this throughout. We need to distribute this throughout. Now, right, don't forget about this negative, because it might complicate your life. Right, this multiplied by this is just secant cube. This multiplied by this, it's gonna be negative secant x, right? Then dx, right? Now we have to split them into their individual integrals. So secant x tan x minus this multiplied by this is gonna be positive. So just don't forget that when this one is going to its individual integral, it needs to have this. Right. Now, we then have to think about why are we solving this equation, and then what was the question. The question was simply integrate secant cube x, right? Or sec cube x. So now when you are integrating that, it needs to be this side, right? Now let us just write the question. Integrate secant x cube dx. Okay. Now if we're doing that, we need to say, okay, it's equals to sec x tan x minus sec cube dx integral plus sec x dx. Right? Now we need to check this is exactly the same with this, right? So we can just add this both sides. We can just add this both sides. So it's going to cancel here, then this side it's gonna add up. So it's gonna be 2 is equals to plus integral. Right. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Now we must not forget that this is not a finished product. We are not yet done. We still have something to integrate. We need to integrate this. Don't forget, in our first, or at the initial of the video, at the beginning of the video, I was teaching you guys how to integrate this. What did I say? The answer of this is ln of sec x plus tan x, right? I am not cheating anybody. I taught you to do so, right? So I showed you that you have to do this and this and this to can find this. So I'm not gonna do it again, right? I'm not gonna do it again, and you can still find it in your table if ever your lecturers are kind enough. If they're so kind, they can give you in the table, but then you need to watch the video at the beginning so that you will know how to integrate this. Right, now that means now we have 2 sec cube dx is equals to sec x plus tan x plus, this is just tan, it's not plus, then we are adding up this sec x plus tan x, right? So we then have to solve for integral of sec sec cube x, right? So we just divide both sides by 2. So it will be integral of sec cube x dx is equals to 1 over 2 sec x tan x plus ln of sec x plus tan x plus c, right? This is the answer.